hate it. Blah, 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 blah. I still love him. Wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You foolish, foolish girl. Hey guys, it's Tara. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review of Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book in the Grisha Trilogy. I already reviewed the first book, Shadow and Bone, and I'll link that down in the description box below for you if you want to check that out. So just to give you fair warning, this review is going to have spoilers both for the first book and for this second book, Siege and Storm. So at the beginning of the book, Mal and Alina have just escaped from the Darkling in the fold. She has used the cut and destroyed the boat and all that fun stuff that I talked about at the end of my last review. And the two of them have gone into hiding. They've gone to a different continent, you know, done the whole changing their names, and they're working, doing menial labor type of jobs while the Darkling and his Grisha are hunting them down. So at this point in the book, we're kind of back to this same concept that Alina's had to stop using her powers, and because of that, she gets really sickly. This part felt a little silly to me. Like, is it really, I get that she's a sun summoner and she's got this big power that's like really noticeable, but is it not at all possible for her to just use like a little tiny sliver of light in her room at night once a day? I mean, really, she can't use it at all and it's making her sick. Like, there's not some opportunity that she could find to use it so that she's more useful and isn't just this frail, weak, dying creature. I don't know. Maybe that was just me. I will say that Bardugo has a real talent for world building, and the cultures are really rich and deep and full, and they feel really believable. So that was really neat to see more of. And then when the Darkling finally finds her, there is this new power that he's developed using magic instead of the innate ability the Grisha have. And basically he can create these shadow creatures called the Nishivoya. And this part of the book broke my heart a little bit, because if you watched my last video, you'll know that I really, really love the Darkling, and I really, really wanted him to be redeemable and savable and for Alina and him to end up together. And it seems like she's really just putting the nails right into the coffin, and it's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, and I'm sad about it. And she's really just making him more and more evil, and I'm sad. So anyway, at this point, I kind of feel like my prediction from the last book is wrong, and they're not going to end up together, and I'm just sad. So then they get on the ship and they meet Stormhunt, which automatically I am in love with this character. Okay, I love like piratey type of characters. I think there isn't enough of that in YA, and I just really love his character. I love that kind of like bantery, like sarcastic type of character. Those are definitely my favorite personality types in a book. So I instantly fall in love with him. Love that. I will say that the scene with, I'm probably gonna say this wrong, Rasoulier, or whatever the big sea beast of this book, whatever its name is, I feel like that whole thing was really rushed. Like, it felt like we had so much build up to that in book one. Like, that was the very ending scene, was the stag. And now we've just not even a third of the way into the book instantly found the creature and killed it. Like, it just felt like that should have been the big thing in this book. And it was over so quickly that I almost didn't even feel like anything had happened. I don't know. I felt like something about the pacing that was really wrong and off to me. And it felt a little anticlimactic. Like, I don't know, just didn't love that being so quick. I would have loved to see more adventures on the sea, and them, you know, just getting to kind of play out that pirate ship boat moment a little bit longer. Maybe it's also because I really like Stormhunt at this point. So yeah, and then we find out that Stormhunt is Nikolai the Prince, Nikolai Lansov, and I am ecstatic, and I love this character even more now. And the fact that he's this rogue pirate, privateer, whatever guy And I just love him. And then he starts like, oh, I swear to you, I was screaming at the book at this point. Marry him, you foolish, foolish girl. Why? Alina, Alina, Alina. Why in the world would you not go for this wonderful, selfless, amazing, piratey prince, but you're gonna go for Mal? No. No. Don't like it. Still don't like Mal at this point. I'm really trying, guys. I promise you, I gave him a fair shot. I'm trying at every point. I'm trying to say, oh, well, maybe, this will be the moment that redeems him. Maybe this will be the moment that he does something that I like. And honestly, beyond him being like this big, cool tracker dude, like, I just don't really see, I don't know, like, the only positives that I can see in him are things that are only because of their shared history together. Like, yeah, he knows her super well and that he understands her, but it's because they grew up together, and it doesn't really feel like it's because their personalities and they go well together. It just feels like circumstances made them go well together. I don't know. I don't love it. I'm trying, but I still don't love it. So we go back to the little palace, and Nikolai is kind of taken Alina under his wing and teaching her how to be this leader of the Second Army. And she is becoming such a good leader, and I'm so proud. Like, I see you, Alina. I still don't get people saying that they find her annoying other than her choice of a romantic interest. I really don't find her personality that annoying. Maybe that's just me. I think she kind of steps into her own there. I love all the little tidbits of advice that Bardugo inserts from things Nikolai have said. I just love all of that. I love it. So, yeah. And then we begin the very, very soggy middle of this book. This goes back to the pacing issue that I had with the big monster scene being way too early in the beginning, okay? Because that big climactic scene happened so early, now we are just at the little palace doing nothing, planning and fluffing about and being boring for the majority of the entire middle of this book. I struggled so hard to push through and finish. And I only did it for Nikolai. I'm going to be honest with you. If his character had not been in this book, I would have been done. That would have been it. Because I almost couldn't finish it. I really couldn't. And can we just rename? I'm just going to rename. It's not even a soggy middle. It's just Mal Mopey time, okay? Because his whole, I'm going to prepare myself because I'm about to go on a little bit of a rant here. This whole concept that he has given up being a tracker for Alina, okay, made this big sacrifice for her and followed her back to the palace because she wants to command the Grisha, and that he's making all these big sacrifices for her, and therefore she should somehow provide him with a purpose in life, and that it's her responsibility to do so. Wrong. Wrong. I dislike it. I am not a fan at all. It is not her job to find you a purpose. It is your job to find you a purpose. I hate it. He's annoying. She should have just immediately kicked him to the curb, his whole throwing a hissy fit, and going and getting himself beat up all the time to prove something to her, himself, who knows. It's bleh. Don't like it. And then this whole time, Nikolai is over here just being perfect, okay? Being Mr. Perfect and being funny and saying all the right things and being so selfless, and just every time she needs support or she needs to make a big decision, he's there like, you've got this, you can do it, what do you want to do? Let's do that then. Not at all making her feel like she's a burden, or that she's I don't know, I feel like Mal almost treats her like she's she shouldn't want the things she wants, or that she shouldn't be ambitious. And I hate it. All right. So at this point, if it can't be the Darkling, it better be Nikolai. Okay, Bardugo is doing a great job of making Mal spiral down the drain. I'm hoping some huge thing is going to happen. Alina's going to end it with him, and she's going to go for Nikolai. She's kind of setting it up. Big fan. Like that. Let's go that way. Next. I know you see me. The moment when he puts his dang hand around her wrist and she feels the spark, I almost threw this book at a wall, because if he is the freaking Firebird, I tried to tell myself there could still be a way it could be okay. He could be the Firebird, and the solution could be that she just has to kill him, right? I mean, to get the final fetter, she has to kill the Firebird. So if Mal's the Firebird and she has to kill him, then he's dead and the problem is gone. Or option 2, he becomes some kind of weird human fetter and walks around like a human bracelet attached to her arm forever. And now he doesn't die either. And then they're just together for all eternity because he's her human fetter. And I want to cry and die and I give up. Sounds about right. It's probably what's going to happen. At this point, I just feel like that's just what's going to happen, because otherwise I would end up happy with this series, and I feel like that's an impossibility at this point. So, moving on. The big climax scene of the book is they're at Nikolai's birthday dinner, and Vasily, Prince Butthole, the first elder prince, Nikolai's older brother, of course, accidentally lets the Darkling in and ruins Nikolai and Alina's careful planning and this huge thing that they've done to try and avoid being slaughtered by his monsters. All ruined because he's a butthole. You know, I will say, I feel like if we're being really true to like Nikolai's character here and how crafty and cunning he's been this entire time, I really kept expecting there to be some big like moment where he was gonna like reveal some big shady secret about Vasily's past to his parents, the king, queen, and get him like exiled or something, or frame him for something. I mean, he's just so cunning and sneaky that I was just really surprised that he let Vasily do that and didn't do something to him first. Like, I don't know, I just would have expected him to act first. And I guess maybe it was just supposed to be like he was a little too overconfident and he thought he could just win the throne on his own without needing to do that. But I don't know, I feel like there was a missed opportunity there for something cool and sneaky and conniving. Then we have the ending scene where the Darkling and her have their big confrontation, the Darkling and Alina. And we find out that the Darkling really was there the entire time, actually visiting her. And man, I will tell you, even though we've gone into the territory where the Darkling is bad and he's supposed to be evil and blah, 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 I still love him, okay? I still, in the little black corners of my heart, I still like him. I don't care. And every time there was a scene where he was visiting her in her room or wherever else, it was amazing. And then to find out that it all actually happened made me so happy. I was just like, yes, yes, it was real. Okay. Anyway, and then when I thought that she was really going to him, that she really, I mean, even if it was a little bit of like her crossing to the dark side, whatever. When I thought she was really going to join him, and at least for a little bit, maybe of the third book, we were going to get to see them being together, I almost cried. I almost cried. Happy tears, tears of joy. Yeah, I almost cried, but then no. Then once again, not. And of course, at the end, Mal and the twins come in and save the day, and blah, 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 blah. I was really looking forward to that whole plot that we had going towards the end there, where Mal was gonna like leave and like go off and find the Firebird away, and maybe her and Nikolai would connect, and it would be great, and Mal was gonna go away, but now Mal has saved her, and so obviously he's still with her and he's not going anywhere, and I am sad. Don't like, not a fan. Okay, so to sum up my very rambly random thoughts about this book, if you could not tell, this one was not my favorite. I think the big monster scene should have been further into the book. I feel like it was anticlimactic and it happened too soon, and it threw the pacing of the entire book off for me. Then we had the really big soggy middle where they were just sitting around not doing much, aka Mal mopey time. Okay, not a fan. Not a fan of Mal and his mopey time. And I almost put the book down there, which is obviously never a good thing. And then the end was okay. I was a little disappointed too that Nikolai didn't have anything to do with the ending. Like, he wasn't there for the Darkling confrontation. And I just felt like he was built up to be such an important character for the entire book. And then for him to just leave and not be involved at all felt odd to me. And the explanation for why didn't feel like enough. So didn't love that. I'm gonna read book 3 because I am a glutton for punishment and I need to see who she ends up with, even though I know I'm setting myself up for disappointment. I just feel it in my bones. I know it, but I need to know. And yeah, I gave the book a 3 out of 5 stars. Nikolai gets all 5 stars though. All 5 of those stars, they're his. He owns them. He might be my new book boyfriend. But the book, book 2, Siege and Storm, 3 out of 5 stars for me. Not a big fan. All right. If you guys enjoyed this review, please give the video a like down below. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought of the book. If you liked it, why, if you did. Let me know if you've read book 3 and if it was any good. I will be reading that and reviewing it next. Book 3 is called Ruin and Rising, and it is already on my shelf, ready to go. So I will be diving into that shortly. If you're new here, hi, my name is Tara. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when I post new videos. I upload on Mondays. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Bye.